Hey, Mr. Parker here for an update. I did my Cinema Wasteland update. This is just a regular update. And I am waiting on one Massacre videotape, so nobody think that I didn't get that one. It's the Growing Up Van Beber Volume 2. That's still on its way. So let me get into this. I have the Wasteland Massacre videotape here. We have Escape from the Insane Asylum. I'm actually looking forward to watching this. Looks fun. Nutbag, which is Nick Palumbo's first movie. He did, as murder set pieces is what he's very famous for. Demon Apocalypse, a.k.a. Back from Hell. And last is Winners Tape All, which is a really funny shot-on-video kind of... It's like a throwback. It's a mockumentary about these two shot-on-video brothers who made these movies that had, success in a video store and whatnot. I did a review for it. I've talked about it a lot. So this is the VHS of that. They have the fake titles, The Curse of Stabberman and Cannibal Swim Club. This also comes with a Blu-ray inside. It's pretty cool. Just pretty typical inside, just the label and whatnot. But yeah, love this movie. It's good stuff. Director's a really cool guy as well. Now let me get into the Blu-rays. Some of the Blu-rays. We have Code Red released this. What is it? Trapped. This is actually by William Fruit, or Farrat, I'm not sure how he says his name. Farut, probably, something like that. He did Death Weekend, which I'm actually a big fan of. And he also, I haven't had a chance to watch this. This is Henry Silva in it. This was from the Screen Archives. They were selling it on their site from Code Red. He also did Spasms, and I want to say he did Funeral Home, Funeral Home. He had actually, and Blue Monkey, he had a nice list of features. Probably one of those kind of like forgotten horror directors or something that doesn't get much love. This is the, I believe this is the German import of Fright Night. I heard it's pretty much the same release as, the Twilight Time without the isolated music track. This is one of the best movies ever made, Fright Night. If you don't like it, you're just probably wrong. We have Hollow Man and Hollow Man 2. I love Paul Verhoeven. Really wanted to check out Hollow Man again. It's been forever. I remember actually being super freaking sleazy, and Paul Verhoeven's one of my favorite directors, and this is the director's cut. Dirt cheap. We have Deep Rising and the Puppet Masters. I haven't seen the Puppet Masters in years. I got it for Deep Rising. Deep Rising's a cheesy, actually Steven Somber's only movie I like. I don't like his mummy movies, and I absolutely hate Van Helsing. But Deep Rising was a lot of fun. Treat Williams has a really good cast in there. Wes Studi, just a blast. 50s style science fiction movie about like this octopus on this like yacht ship eating people. Come on, that's great stuff. We have Deathtrap. Warner Archive had a sale. I've not seen this movie. I believe it's from the early 70s. It has Michael Caine in it and Christopher Reeve. It's supposed to be like a thriller, maybe dark comedy, I think, at points. We have Wolfen. I never liked Wolfen. I'm going to say that now. It's about Native Americans turning into wolves. It's like a werewolf movie, but they're actually just wolves. I was never a huge fan of this movie. I tried to watch it a lot when I was younger. I never finished it. Now it's time to finish Wolfen, finally. We have The Hunger, which is, Tony Scott's first movie. This is actually a really good movie. It's really cool, obviously made famous now even more because David Bowie, and he just passed. Also has Susan Sarandon in it. This is a really, stylish movie. And it is very slow, but the last, 30 minutes are gold, and they look great. I was curious to see it on Blu-ray. These are some bootlegs. Yeah, I know this is going to be funny. Blu-ray bootlegs, it's happening. And the prints look pretty good from what I've seen on Watched on them. But the cases aren't necessarily perfect photo quality. They are definitely losing. They're definitely dull and a little too bright. But we have The Wildlife, which I've never seen. This was kind of like the follow-up to Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Chris Penn's in it. It has one of those big cast. Tons of people in it. Big fan of Chris Penn. Always loved Chris Penn. Always thought he was better than Sean Penn. Always thought that he got the short end of the stick on that deal. But I've talked about Chris Penn enough. This is actually the Night of the Living Dead 1990. This has both versions on there. I know, and don't worry, guys. I ordered the Australian Blu-ray that comes with both of them on there. So this is kind of I guess something that's I shouldn't have even grabbed at this point. But this has a bunch of stuff on here. Even has the work print on there. So yeah, it's pretty cool stuff. What else do we got? I have the Ragman Blu-ray of Trick or Treat, the nice hard box, but I wasn't really a huge fan of how the print looked, so I heard this one looks better, and I actually really like Trick or Treat, not to be confused with Trick or Treat. This is one of those heavy metal horror movies, and probably one of the better ones, honestly. Not like it has the hardest competition in the world or anything. But we have Maximum Overdrive. Love this movie. I would absolutely love a United States Blu-ray release. Heard the Japanese release. I'm not sure on that one, but I heard the Spanish, and maybe it's another company. It's not really great. It's an upscale. So I hopefully this print looks better than it. Probably the ultimate guilty pleasure. Probably the best bad movie, if we're talking for real. Love that one. Jason Goes to Hell. This is the unrated version in HD. You guys can get it on Blu-ray, I think, or see it in HD on Vudu, but that's the theatrical cut, and I heard the theatrical cut, it's been like 20 years since this movie, is a turd bomb. So I wanted to revisit that. That's Jason Goes to Hell. These are boots, remember, just those last few. The Gate, the demonic, what is it? Demonic edition. This is just a bootleg as well. I love this movie. I have the DVD special edition. All that stuff's ported over, and it's supposed to be like an HD print. Didn't look too bad. I thought it looked decent. Comes with Gate 2 on there. The Gate is one of those movies that was kind of aimed at kids, but is like the scariest fucking thing a kid's ever seen in his life. I love this movie. Great special effects. Actually terrifying. Brings in like the old gods and stuff like that. I love when movies refer to the monsters not as like Lucifer or something. It's older than that. It's something that we're unfamiliar with, and we really don't know how to fight. You can't just bring in a priest and some holy water and call it a day. You're pretty much screwed. But that's why The Gate is just an amazing movie. Fright Night 2, I did a review on this. I love this movie. My old artist and disc wasn't cutting it. I wanted to see this movie in HD. It's a really cool movie with a really great cast, totally underrated. Everything about the movie I think is wonderful, campiness. But, I've said enough about Fright Night 2 in previous videos. We have Demonic Toys. Have not watched this in years, but it's on Blu-ray now. And the funny thing is written by David Goyer on the top. That's the most off-putting thing for me on this movie. That's just like, I also love that, I was thinking of Krampus, really kind of took some inspiration from these toys and they're seen in the movie. This movie is corny, it is cheesy, but, it's full moon and it's one of their best ones, and Full Moon, even when during that time period, was very innovative, and just always had cool special effects, and I really like them. This is actually Insane Blood Massacre, aka this is Lady Blood, aka Baby Blood 2. You guys never seen Baby Blood? Baby Blood is an awesome, weird French movie from like 1990, I think, about this parasite that crawls in this woman and makes her like commit murder for blood. It's like a parasite, and I love parasitic like horror movies. You guys think like brain damage and stuff? Just love that kind of thing. This sequel was made years later. It's uncut. It's not supposed to be nearly as good as the other one, and there is no English subs or English language track, but I'm going to try to give it a try anyways because I'm that dedicated. You guys think I can learn French in over one movie? I'm going to try. The Lamb by Sean Burkett. This was a short film. I have not watched it. It's limited to 50 copies. I got 24, so not seen this. Sean Burkett did a bunch of movies. What's the one I'm trying to think of off the top of my head? Bludgeon. Pieces of Talent finally upgraded to Blu-ray. This is a great independent horror flick. Just really well made, really well acted. All around, it's great. It's so good that you wouldn't even think it's independent. Not that saying that that's bad. I do like my independent movies rough around the edges as well. But I thought that was a much higher budgeted film than it actually was. La Bambola Di Satana, or Di Santana, or Santana. Fuck you. Anyways, yeah, this is the Twilight Time release of, I think, Satan's Baby Doll on Blu-ray. I've not watched this movie, but yeah, I want to check it out. Into that kind of stuff. The Toolbox Murders. I don't know if I've ever seen the whole thing of this movie. I've seen huge chunks of it. I have the DVD, but it wasn't very expensive. I wanted to check out the Blu-ray if I'm gonna, watch the Toolbox Murders, one of the old video nasties. With Cameron Mitchell was in it. I remember him talking to a woman at points in it, really slow, and he's kind of creepy in it. Let's go. Coming at You, which is a spaghetti western made way past when it should have been, and it's in 3D, and it's actually really cool. A lot of cool camera techniques in the 3D. I unfortunately watched it in 2D. We have Death Walks Twice. It's a great set. If you want a better look at it, watch the review. Really impressed with these movies, as Death Walks on High Heels and Death Walks at Midnight. Yeah, both by Coli. What is his name? E. coli, but it's Cola, whatever. I'm terrible at pronunciation of names. I think I said it right in the old video. But anyways, it's a great set. I love what Arrow's doing. Cool movies too. H.P. Lovecraft's The Book of the Dead. Well, this is Necronomicon, The Book of the Dead. This is the Blu-ray version of it. This is the French upgrade Blu-ray. I had the DVD. I love this movie. It's a cool anthology with like 3 stories and a nice wraparound. Jeffrey Combs is in it. Who else is in it? What's the guy from Return of the Living Dead's name? Don Kaffa. He's in one of the stories. David Warner's in one of the stories. Just gory, splattery. Brian Yunza directs one of the segments. This is just a great movie, and I can't wait to watch it on Blu-ray. Doll Man. This movie's ridiculous. Again, see Demonic Toys, what I said about that for Doll Man, and we pretty much got the same thing going on there, except add Tim Thomerson, you know, as like a bad William Shatner meets I don't know, Clint Eastwood or something like that. My boyfriend's back. Haven't seen this in years. Dirt cheap Blu-ray. Gonna watch it again. Bunny, the Killer Thing. Guys, do yourself a favor and go watch the trailer, and you'll know if you want to see this or not. This looks ridiculous. I can't wait to see it. Fun time. Reviewed this one. First movies, had a lot of heart and ambition. I just wasn't a fan of it, but I appreciate them trying, you know. An American Werewolf in London. I can't believe I didn't have this on Blu-ray, but yeah, it's a classic. I haven't seen it in years. Want to see it again. One of the best, if I remember correctly. Shivers Down Your Spine, another anthology, super long, but you get your money's worth, I guess. I reviewed this one as well, if you guys want to check it out. The Hateful Eight, you know, Quentin Tarantino, what can I say? I love him, some don't. You're wrong. I'm just kidding. Anyways, I love this movie. I watched it in 70mm, and it was an experience, and I loved every second of it. Dracula. This is the Frank Langella one. Unfortunately, I've heard after I got this and saw it and stuff, I actually watched it on Vudu before I bought it. I had seen that, you know, the color was drained from it. Still a gorgeous-looking movie, and probably one of the best renditions of Dracula, if not my personal favorite. You know, Langella is a great villain. See Masters of the Universe, if you don't believe that. And Donald Pleasance is in it. He's also great, and Laurence Olivier. This movie is one of the only Dracula movies where I actually was, like, almost crying for the character's misery. Not Dracula. The human characters in it. And now we're going to go into the DVDs. I bought some of these on Hamilton Books, got a good deal. Dinner with a Vampire. This is actually a Lamberto Bava movie, and I believe it's one of those ones where Lamberto Bava was having a lot of fun, kind of like Graveyard Disturbance, which is about some kids who do a crime and they run away and they end up in this crypt with all these monsters. It's, you know, it's tongue-in-the-cheek. They're fun. I imagine this is more of the same, but Mia Communications, out of the company's pretty much gone, I believe, or maybe they're still kicking. I think Submission of a Woman. They're actually just released a couple, but I didn't see them. Submission of a Woman. Have not seen this, but you know it wasn't very expensive, and I like that company. The Uninvited. This is a Panic House. You know, one of those small little companies from Synapse. Have not seen that. Was very cheap. Funland. I know this is kind of like a poopy edition of it, but I think I have a VHS of it, and I'd like to check it out. More DVDs. Code Red. I wish it was on Blue, but it's not. Spasms. I seen this a long time ago, and there's one great scene with awesome special effects. It's like an evil snake that bites you and you swell and explode. Oliver Reed's in it. Oliver Reed's crazy in it. I remember he's having he has a telepathic connection with the snake. You know, I don't think this is the only killer snake movie or snake movie he was in. I think he's in another one called Venom, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, it's a weird movie to say the least. Worth watching. Nightmare Honeymoon. You know, this is a made-on-demand disc from Warner Archive. I've not heard about it, but it sounded like an old Grindhouse movie. So, boom. The Condemned. This sounded interesting enough to take the cheap dive on it. People trapped in like an apartment complex with some sort of virus going on, people melting. I liked the Dracula so much from Universal at the time. I got the Frankenstein, The True Story. It wasn't very expensive. I think this was a TV series or small like mini series or something like that. Frankenstein's awesome. The story of Frankenstein's amazing. Lily Grace Witch Story. Did not care for this. Reviewed it. If you guys are interested, check that review out. This is definitely like one of those Korean bootleg type deals, but it's the reincarnation of Peter Proud. Not seen it. I probably ordered it. I heard about this one before, though, and I heard good things. I also wanted to check out The Haunting of Julia, but I don't even think you can get a cheap bootleg of that one. Nutsack, Part 1. Yeah, I checked this out. This is James Bell's movie. I reviewed it. Crazy, some weird monster stuff. Definitely a post-apocalyptic weird world, or the beginning of one. I like his stuff. They're very dangerous. They feel dangerous and slimy and creepy, and I like them. Golden Child. This has not been on Blu-ray. You guys believe Golden Child's not on Blu-ray? This movie's a lot of fun. Really, really cool stuff here. I like it. Reminds me of Big Trouble in Little China, and who doesn't like that? Nutbag, the DVD. I've not had a chance to watch this from Massacre Video. What else do we got? The Wasteland. You know, who directed this? I want to say it was, the guy who directed Orozco the Embalmer, so I'm interested in this. That movie's pretty interesting, documentary about an embalmer in a third world country. Escape from the Insane Asylum. This looks more up my alley. This looks like absolutely fun and goofy and weird and cheap. That was limited, I think. And Back from Hell. You know, I think I actually saw chunks of this a long time ago on VHS, but, you know, I'd like to watch it again and fill in the gaps. I think I had it recorded back when I was like 12 before I knew better, and how shitty that was, with a movie called Dead End, and I know I've seen bits and pieces of it. Got this Video Diary of a Lost Girl. This is a DVD they sent for backing their Kickstarter. I love this movie. I thought it was great. This case needs to be replaced. But if you guys haven't seen this, somehow check it out. She's making a new one too. Killer Makeup, I think it's called. Anyways, she's got a unique voice, and I'm interested to see what she does. And The Beach is Killer, The Sand. You know, this kind of is the sand sucking in people and killing them. Looks a lot of fun. You know, reminiscent of, you know, probably Blood Beach, which I think I've seen clips of as well. I have a DVD I should watch. But I think that's everything. Thank you guys very much, and have a good one.